Imagine a team that wins every single game, doesn't lose once. Not in the group stage, not in the knockouts, and they still go home before the final. Sounds impossible, right? Like a typo. But at the 2026 World Cup, with its brand new, slightly chaotic format, this isn't just possible. It's actually more likely than ever. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll understand a rule so weird that it could end a team's World Cup dream without them ever technically losing a match. Here's the first thing you need to know. The 2026 World Cup isn't the tournament you grew up with. It's bigger, 48 teams instead of 32. That means more groups, more games, and more ways for things to go sideways. Instead of 8 groups of 4, we now have 12 groups of 4. In each group, every team plays 3 games. Simple enough so far, but here's where it gets interesting. It's not just the top 2 from each group who move on anymore. FIFA also lets in the 8 best third-place teams from across all 12 groups. So suddenly, finishing third isn't a death sentence. It might still save you, unless, of course, it doesn't. And that's where our story starts. You'd think undefeated basically guarantees you a ticket to the next round. In practice, no, not even close. Here's the trap. In a 4-team group, you can go 3 games without losing, 3 draws, let's say, and still finish behind 2 teams who only won twice and lost once. Why? Because in football, points matter first, but when records tie, goal difference and goals scored become the tiebreakers, and those can wreck you. So picture this. Team A draws all 3 games, 0 each time. 3 points, never loses. Team B wins 1, loses 1, draws 1, also ends up with similar standing, but with way more goals scored. Suddenly, Team A, the unbeaten team, is staring at an early flight home, while teams that actually lost a game are still in the tournament. This sounds simple. It isn't. Undefeated is not the same as advancing. Now let's talk about that best third-place teams rule, because this is where things get genuinely messy. In theory, finishing third should still give you a shot, since 8 third-place teams get a golden ticket. In practice, you're now being compared against teams from completely different groups who played completely different opponents under completely different conditions. You know the type, that group everyone calls the group of death, loaded with strong teams beating each other up. A team could go undefeated there, finish third with 2 draws and a win, and still get squeezed out because some other group was weaker, and its third-place team finished with a bigger goal difference doing way less work. It's like getting graded on a curve set by a class you weren't even in. Here's a twist almost nobody talks about. If everything else is still tied after points, goal difference, and goals scored, FIFA uses something called the fair play ranking. Basically, fewer yellow and red cards wins the tiebreaker. So in an extreme freak scenario, a team could play 3 clean, undefeated games and still lose their spot in the tournament because another team picked up fewer cards. Football, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes decided by who argued with the referee less. Now, let's go even deeper, because the group stage isn't the only place this paradox lives. Once you hit the knockout rounds, games can't end in a draw. If it's level after extra time, it goes to penalties. And here's the philosophical gut punch. A penalty shootout loss isn't technically a loss in regulation play. The match itself ended in a draw. The shootout is basically a coin flip with extra pressure. So a team can play a full World Cup, never actually lose a match in 90 minutes plus extra time, get knocked out purely on penalties, and walk away technically undefeated in open play, and still be completely eliminated. Undefeated, eliminated, both true at once. Here's why this isn't just a fun stat for trivia night. With 48 teams, more groups, and more chances for weird tiebreakers, the 2026 World Cup is practically built for this kind of heartbreak. More groups means more scenarios where records get muddy. More third-place comparisons means more apples to oranges judgment calls. And knockout football means penalties are always lurking. So when some team goes out early next summer without losing a single game, don't be shocked. Be ready, because you'll already know exactly why. So back to that question we opened with. Can a team go undefeated and still get knocked out of the World Cup? Not only can it happen, the new format practically invites it. Tiebreakers, third-place comparisons, fair play points, even penalty shootouts. There are now more paths to heartbreak than ever before, and none of them require an actual loss. So here's something to sit with. In 2026, undefeated might become the most heartbreaking stat in football. A badge of honor and an obituary, both at once. If you want to actually understand this tournament before it kicks off, the format, the traps, the teams nobody's talking about yet, hit subscribe because we're breaking all of it down before the first whistle blows.